failure.
Just because you've destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I'm done fighting.
Fighting? What are you really after?
The restoration of the era when warriors such as us lived as we should.
That was Big Boss's fantasy.
It was his dying wish. When he was young during the Cold War, the world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things are different now. With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be. We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurns our very existence. You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world gone soft. Conflict shall breed conflict, new hatreds will arise, and our own biosphere shall steadily expand.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't that reason enough for warriors such as us?
I don't want that kind of world.
Ha! You lie! So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing, that's why.
What?
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades?
That was...
I watched your face as you delivered the coup de grace. Oh, it reflected such vitality.
You're wrong.
There is a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were created to be that way.
Created?
Les enfants terribles. The terrible children. That's what the project was called. It started in the 1970s. Their plan was to artificially create the most powerful soldier possible. The person that they chose as the model was a man known then as the greatest living soldier in the world.
Big Boss.
But Father was wounded in combat and already in a coma when they brought him in. So they created us from his cells, with a combination of 20th century analog cloning and the super baby method.
Super baby method?
They fertilized an egg with one of Father's cells, and then let it divide into 8 clone babies. Then they transferred the clones to someone's uterus, and later intentionally aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal growth. You and I were originally octuplets.
Octuplets?
Yes. The other 6 of our brothers were sacrificed to make us. We were accomplices in murder before the day we were even born. So, it was you and I, 2 fertilized eggs with exactly the same DNA. But they weren't finished yet. They used me as a guinea pig to create a phenotype in which all of the dominant genes were expressed to create you. I got all the recessive genes. You took everything from me before I was even born. But you and I aren't his only children.
What?
The Genome Soldiers. They too are his progeny, carrying on his genetic legacy. But unlike us, they carry it digitally. With the completion of the Human Genome Project in the last century, the mysteries of humanity were laid bare. Thanks to Father's DNA, they were able to identify more than 60 soldier genes responsible for everything from strategic thinking to the proverbial killer instinct. Those soldier genes were transplanted using gene therapy into the members of the Next Generation Special Forces. That's how they became the Genome Soldiers. That's right. The Genome Soldiers that you've been killing right and left are our brothers with the same genes as ours.
The Genome Soldiers?
They are misshapen creatures, artificially produced from Father's genetic pattern. They are our blood brothers, and they were born of many an ultimate sacrifice.
Sacrifices?
Human experiments.
Huh?
1991, the Gulf War. The military secretly injected soldiers with the soldier genes. The Gulf War syndrome that hundreds of thousands of returning soldiers complained about was a side effect of it.
Ha! Everyone knows that the Gulf War syndrome was caused by exposure to pesticides and radiation from depleted uranium rounds.
That was just a cover story issued by the Pentagon. First, they tried to say it was post-traumatic stress disorder, then chemical or biological weapons. The poison gas detection units and the anti-sarin injections, they were all just to cover up the secret genetic experiments.
So then, the so-called Gulf War babies that have been reported by Gulf War veterans are...
Yes, they too are our brothers and sisters.
So the Genome Soldiers mean that the experiments were a success?
Success? Don't be a fool. They're a complete failure. We're on the verge of extinction.
What?
Have you ever heard of the asymmetry theory? Nature tends to favor asymmetry. Those species which have gone extinct all show signs of symmetry. The Genome Soldiers suffer from the same problem, signs of symmetry. So do I, as do you. That's right. We are all on the verge of death at the genetic level. We don't know when or what type of disease will occur. That's why we need the old man's genetic information.
You want Big Boss's DNA so you can save your family? It's very touching.
In nature, family members don't mate with each other, and yet they help each other to survive. Do you know why? Because it increases the chances that shared genes will be transmitted to future generations. Altruism among blood relatives is a response to natural selection. That we will help our blood relatives is inscribed in our very genes.
You're telling me that your genes are ordering you to save the Genome Soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes. That's why I'll follow what my genes tell me. And then, I'm going to go beyond, in order to break the curse of my heritage. And to do that, first, I will kill you. Look behind you.
Meryl? Is she alive?
I'm not sure. She was alive a few hours ago. Poor girl kept calling your name.
Meryl?
Stupid woman. Falling in love with a man who doesn't even have a name?
I have a name.
No. We have no past, no future. If we did, Our fate is nothing but what is determined in the genes we inherited from our father.
Let Meryl go.
As soon as we finished our business, we're almost out of time.
You're talking about Foxdie.
No. It seems now that the Pentagon knows that Metal Gear is destroyed. They've arrived at a decision. They won't even need a BDA. If you want the details, why don't you ask your precious Colonel Campbell?
Colonel, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
What is the Pentagon trying to do? Colonel, answer me!
The Secretary of Defense has taken over active control of this operation. He's on his way there by AWACS.
What for?
To bomb the place.
What?
Not only that, B-2 bombers just lifted off from Galena Air Force Base. They're carrying B-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
What? Metal Gear is destroyed. Tell the Secretary of Defense.
The Secretary of Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Foxdie. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear, he's going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth of what really happened here.
He's going to drop a nuclear bomb to vaporize all the evidence, along with anyone who knows anything.
Don't worry, Snake. I'll stop the nuclear strike.
How?
I may be only a figurehead here, but I'm still officially in command of this mission. If I issue an order to delay the strike, it'll confuse the chain of command and at least buy you some time. It'll give you a chance to escape.
But Colonel, if you do that...
It's okay, Snake. The truth is, Foxhound was already the subject of an undercover investigation. Meryl was transferred to this base just before the terrorist attack as a way of manipulating me.
Those bastards.
I'm sorry. They forced me to cooperate in exchange for her life. You'd better get out of there, Snake.
Are you sure? It'll be bad for you.
Don't worry. It's the least I can do for you after all the lies.
Colonel...
I'm ordering them to cancel the bombing run. After that, there's no turning back. Huh? What are you doing?
Snake!
Mei Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it!
What happened?
Snake, the Colonel!
Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty. This is the Secretary of Defense, Jim Hausman.
Put the Colonel back on.
He's been placed under arrest for leaking top-secret information and for the crime of high treason.
Ridiculous.
Yes, he is a ridiculous man. He truly believed that he was in command of this operation.
You bastard.
There won't be a speck of evidence left. I'm sure the President would want the same thing.
The President ordered this?
The President is a busy man. I have complete authority here.
How do you plan on explaining a nuclear attack on Alaska to the media?
Don't worry. We've prepared a convincing cover story. We'll simply say that the terrorists exploded a nuclear device.
Damn it! You'll be murdering everyone here. The scientists, the Genome Army, everyone.
Donald, the DARPA chief, is already dead.
So you didn't mean to kill the DARPA chief after all.
He was my friend.
And you could care less about what happens to everybody else, huh?
Well, if you give me the optic disc, I might consider saving them.
What are you talking about?
Metal Gear's test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh, well, that's okay. You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s. Our country's dirty little secret. You can't be allowed to live. You're just the lingering ghosts of a system that is no more. Well, do try to get along in the time you have left before the bomb.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, there's no way out for us. Let's finish this before the airstrike.
Sure.
You stole everything from me. I shall nullify you and your genes, and I will take them all back. She'll make a beautiful sacrifice for our final battle. Do you see this? This will be the time limit for our final battle. When death comes for this girl, this nuclear module shall vanish from this world as well. If you win, you might still be able to save her. You could enjoy one brief moment of love before the end.
Where the hell did he pull that from? Oh well, whatever.
And if you cross this line, you'll fall. At this height, it'll kill even you.
That's a damn lie, and you know it. And that quote-unquote nuclear module looks suspiciously like
you
C4.
snake!
This fight is dirt simple. In all actuality, the boss fight doesn't end when you defeat Liquid Snake. This boss fight continues until the very end credits. Because not only do you have to defeat Liquid Snake, but then you have to go on a survival run with no items, except those that you pick up, which I believe is 1 or 2 rations, and that's it. You have no weapons, no equipment,
What's wrong,
other than a set of rations that you'll pick up later. In fact, you can't even get rations out of here, so you gotta conserve your health. Because you're in deep doo-doo if you get out of here with very low health. Especially if you don't pick up the rations. At any rate, this fight is really, really easy to do. Try to avoid knocking him off too much before his health is low, because it'll just eat up time that you really don't have. You have 2 minutes to finish this fight.
What's wrong, Snake?
And 2 minutes is not a lot of time. This is basically a boxing match.
Hurry!
When Liquid Snake's health is low, he'll start charging you. Basically, get the hell out of his way, and then smack him from behind when he stops. Or, you can nail him before he gets to charge. You know, either way, but the safest way is actually to just let him charge. He'll have a small break after he charges, and then he'll come at you again. Now, Liquid's health is actually... Oh, never mind. Low enough. If you actually knocked him off at this point, it'd be okay. But nowadays you get a cutscene instead of just knocking him off as a required thing. This cutscene's actually pretty badass. You actually get to see them really fight instead of just 3-hit combos all the time. This is how the fight should have been. Should have had much more flexible controls over the hand-to-hand combat system, but you know, you never get that much control over the hand-to-hand combat system in any Metal Gear game. If you guys want me to do Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, I'm gonna need help with that. I don't currently own the games, and I don't currently own a PS2. So as far as that goes, donations would be greatly appreciated. And any and all donations will go towards making new Let's Plays. Seriously, all you'd be doing is covering my production costs. But enough of that. I love how Snake doesn't put his arm down until he hears the thump. It's like he was trying his best to be badass. And it just kind of looked nerdy.
Meryl. Meryl.
Now, if you get the non-canon ending, Meryl is actually dead at this point.
Snake?
And then Otacon comes
you?
in. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up for a bit.
Snake, you're alive. Thank God.
Meryl. Meryl, are you okay?
Are you okay? Is that all you can say?
Meryl, you must have been terrible.
It wasn't that bad. I didn't give in to the torture.
Torture?
And things even worse than that. I was fighting too. Just like you.
You're a strong woman.
Fighting them made me feel closer to you. I felt like you were there with me. It gave me the strength to go on. But I was scared.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that. But it made me realize something. During all the pain and shame, there was one thing I was sure of. A single hope that I held on to. And that hope kept me alive. Snake, I wanted to see you again.
Meryl.
Phonus interruptus.
That's my Kodak.
Sure it is.
Snake, it's me. It looks like you stopped Rex.
Otacon, good news. Meryl's okay.
All right, you saved her, man. Good job.
I got some bad news, too. We're about to be bombed.
Oh, boy. I guess we're considered expendable.
Is there a way out of here?
A way out? Yeah. You can take the loading tunnel to the surface. There's a parking garage right next to you. The tunnel leads from there to the surface.
The door in front?
No, it's a small entrance to the west of that door.
How about the security?
I just unlocked it. Who do you think you're talking to? I'll take care of security along your escape route, too.
What are you going to do?
Me? I'll stay here.
Are you crazy?
I need a little more time to take care of your escape route.
But
unlocking the security doors is difficult work. Only I can do it.
Otacon.
Don't worry. I'm staying here. It's my own decision.
Otacon, this is a hardened shelter, but they're going to use a surface-piercing nuclear bomb. It won't hold.
I'm through regretting the past. Life isn't all about loss, you know? Snake, I'm a complete person now. I've found a reason to live.
Good. Don't die on me.
Same to you. Take care of Meryl, okay?
I will.
Okay, I gotta go. I promise I'll do something about your escape route.
Thanks.
Thanks. Oh, that sounds nice.
I believe in you.
Thanks, Snake.
Let's get the hell out of here.
What about him? Where is Otacon?
He's fighting right now. With his old self. To be the man he wants to be.
He's fighting for us too?
Yeah, and I don't want it to be in vain.
Me too.
Now, in the original version of this scene, Meryl badly mangles Otacon's nickname. I think she calls him Otacon. Most of this scene is pretty intact.
Meryl.
Just done with CGI graphics instead of game graphics.
I must be heavy.
Looks like we're not gonna have a love scene after all.
Looks that way. Too bad.
Oh yeah, way too
Let's get out
bad.
of here.
Snake, it's freezing outside. You need some clothes.
Like Hideo Kojima ever does anything but tease us with the ladies in this game. Oh hey, sneaking suit.
There's my sneaking suit.
Hurry up! Hurry!
Where did that come from? And why did he bother to put the holster back on? Whatever.
Looking good, Snake.
Personally, if I knew that I wasn't going to get another firearm, I would not have put that holster back on. That's just extra weight, and it's really awkward to have a drop holster on your leg when nothing's in it.
Hurry!
Okay, part 3 of the final battle, believe it or not. Grab the ration. It's the only one of 2 that you're going to get. Nice job not seeing that. Ow.
Oh no, no key.
Now, it would be really, really awesome if you could get on one of these jeeps and start shooting before this, but
It started.
just
Get in. Fire that machine gun. Shoot him, Snake.
anyways, go into first person. Use the gas controls. Clear yourself a firing lane. You don't have to shoot them all. Just shoot the barrels. Once the barrels blow up, you're on your way out. You have 9 minutes to escape, which is actually a lot longer than you'll have in this tunnel. Unless you completely screw up at these checkpoints. Wow, those are some fountains of blood.
Snake, clear a path.
Anyways, just use the M60 on the Jeep. Why they're not using Humvees, I have no idea. Because this is supposed to take place in 2000 something.
Here they come!
And they're using a Jeep. U.S. military hasn't used Jeeps in a very long time. How about that guy who runs for cover next to the exploding barrel? Next part of the boss fight takes place to the rear. Because, guess what? Jeep's front grill.
Not yet!
Oh! Hey, Liquid. Looking immortal son of a
It's
bitch.
not over yet!
Liquid!
Seriously, the guy gets blown up, falls from a great height that will kill even Snake. And then gets shot to shit here. How Fox Die kills him at the very end, and yes, I'm giving a minor spoiler here, because Fox Die kills him, but how Fox Die kills him at the very end is beyond me. I have no freaking clue how that happened. Anyways, back and forth on this, just keep your weapon somewhat near him. Keep your weapon sights near him, and in this section, just lead it. This is the only game where you actually have to lead somebody with bullets. The objective really is to keep him away and keep him from firing at you. Oh hey! You in. Ending cinematic with the Chiefs.
Snake daylight!
Again, this is a civilian base, so that might explain why they have Jeeps instead of Humvees.
We're gonna crash!
Oh, ouch. Looks like something... Yeah, it looks like something fell off one of those Jeeps. I think the only reason that worked is... Wow. Right between your legs, but... The only reason that worked is because you're going to be incredibly inaccurate when shooting from that position. And Snake goes car surfing. And the light that I blew out on Liquid's Jeep changed position. Well, that's convenient. Okay, the way the scene went in the original, Snake and Meryl could not get out until Liquid was dead.
Are you okay?
For some weird reason. I like this scene better.
Damn.
Why Liquid didn't just draw down and cap Snake in the back of the head is beyond me at this point.
Snake!
Probably too shaky to do it. Just a guess.
Fox?
Die.
Okay, Liquid, you have permission to die now. And like any bad actor, he totally hams up his death scene. Seriously, if you just drop dead from a heart failure, you generally don't get back up again. Though this is kind of badass. Basically, he died on his feet. Like a man. Like a man! And now he is truly dead. Dead before he even hit the ground.
If he's dead, that means...
Don't say it, Snake.
What happened to the air raid?
Not saying it isn't exactly going to prevent it from happening, you know.
Snake, can you hear me?
Colonel!
Are you okay?
Colonel, what happened?
The Secretary of Defense has been arrested. Early retirement.
Arrested?
I was able to get into contact with the President. Metal Gear. The training exercise, all of it. It was all the Secretary of Defense acting alone.
Acting alone? What happened to the air raid and the nuclear strike?
The orders were rescinded. The F-117s and the B-2 bombers have returned to the base. Once again, I have complete authority over this operation.
I see.
Washington isn't stupid enough to use nukes to cover up a few secrets.
I wonder about that.
Yeah, so do I.
In any case, the danger's over. Thanks, Snake.
Colonel, you can rest easy. Meryl's fine.
Really? Thanks. Thank you, Snake. Snake, I'm sorry I kept a lot of things from you.
It's okay, Colonel.
Snake, I'm not a colonel.
Oh, that's right.
I've got a present for you. There's a snowmobile close to you. Mei Ling saw it on the satellite photos. This time of year, the glaciers are pretty calm. You should be able to ride right out of there. I'll bet the boys at the DIA and the NSA never expected you to come home alive.
Me neither. I better not show my face around there.
No danger of that. You two officially died after your Jeep sank into the ocean.
That's not too far from the truth.
There's also a helicopter waiting for you at the Fox Islands.
Dr. Hal Emmerich should be somewhere on the base. I want someone to bring him in.
I understand. Leave it to me.
Okay. Roy. Are you going to be okay?
Don't worry. I've got an insurance policy. A hard copy of all of Mei Ling's data. As long as I've got that, you, me, and Mei Ling will be fine.
The battery on these nanomachines will run out soon. They won't be able to follow us.
I guess we won't meet again.
Don't worry. I'll pay you a visit sometime.
Really? I'll look forward to that.
Roy, just tell me one thing.
What?
About Foxdie.
Meryl will be fine. She wasn't included in its programming.
What about me? It killed Liquid.
Naomi said she wants to talk to you face-to-face about that.
How is she?
Don't worry. Mei Ling's with her right now. I'm switching over to Naomi.
Snake, it's me.
Naomi?
I heard about my brother.
Frank wanted to tell you something. He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on with your own life.
Frankie said that?
Yeah. He also said he'll always love you. Naomi, your brother just saved you, me, and the whole world. He fought on sheer willpower until the very end.
Maybe now he's finally found some peace. My brother was already dying. Ever since he fought with you in Zanzibar land, he's been like a ghost. A ghost looking for a place to die.
Naomi, Liquid died from Foxdie too. What about me? When am I going to go?
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Everybody dies when their time's up.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you. Live, Snake. That's all I can say to you.
Yeah.
Each person is born with their fate written into their own genetic code, inscribed into their genes. But that's not all there is to life. I finally realized that. I told you before, the reason that I was interested in genes and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was, where I came from. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were. And I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the Genome Soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that its genetic information houses a person's strengths or destiny. You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. Snake, whether you've been programmed or not isn't important. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live. Don't you think, Snake? Don't worry. I'm gonna choose life too. Until today, I've always looked for a reason to live. But from now on, I'm going to just live. Genes exist to pass down our hopes and dreams for the future through our children. Living is a link to what will come. All life is tethered to the future. Loving each other, teaching each new generation, then the world can change. I finally realized it. The true meaning of life.
It's 42. Just in case you're curious.
Look, I found this.
Let's keep it as a reminder.
Of what? A reminder of a successful mission? Or a reminder of the first time we met?
A reminder of how to live.
Huh?
Until today, I've lived only for myself. My survival instinct that tells me not to die. That's all the motive I've had in my life.
That's not just you. That's how everyone is.
I only felt truly alive when I was staring death in the face. I don't know. Maybe it's written into my genes.
What about now? What do your genes say about your future now?
Maybe it's time I live for someone else.
Someone else?
Yeah. Someone like you. Maybe that's the real way to live.
So, where to, Snake?
David. My name is David.
Okay, so where to, Dave?
I think it's time we look for a new path in life.
A new path?
A new purpose.
Will we find it?
We'll find it. I know we'll find it.
Hey, what are those?
Caribou. To the Aleutians, the caribou is a symbol of life. It'll be spring here soon.
I've never been to Alaska, and I know those are caribou.
Yeah. Spring brings new life to everything.
Twit.
It's a time for hope. I've lived here a long time, but Alaska has never looked more beautiful. The sky, the sea, the caribou, and most of all, you.
It's nice, isn't it? Being alive.
Come on. Let's enjoy life.
And this is the happy ending to Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. I will be making a bonus video later on that shows you the bad ending as well as showing off the awesome bandana that says Limitless on it, how to live, and the stealth camouflage, which are really fun to use. And yes, those are real statistics that are accurate as of 03. So yes, this game was made post 9/11. Well, the remake was made post 9/11. Yep, Johnny Sasaki is in the credits. Anyways, this is Man in the Black Hat, and I'm going to leave you with this awesome credit music, and I will see you next time for the next Let's Play. It's been real fun. I've actually had a lot of fun making this game. Hope you guys have had a lot of fun watching it. And really, guys, always have fun in what you do. And do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's a maxim that I've heard growing up, and I fully believe it. Trust me, I technically don't work if I follow that philosophy. Anyways, back to the music, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later.
You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. Snake, whether you've been programmed or not isn't important. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live.